I think I'm live. I can't really tell. The question now is, oh, here we go. Okay, I think it's working. I think it's working. I want to see, where do I see? Okay, okay, okay. I think I'm good. And then, I can't tell if anybody's watching yet, but I'm trying to fix all my settings. I've got 2 minutes, and then we'll get started. No worries. How's everyone doing? First of all, let me see if this, stand by, stand by to stand by. Oh, hi, Patty. Oh, hi, Noreen. How's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in. I'll get started. Can you hear me okay, by the way? I'll explain why I asked that question here shortly. I'm just opening up my phone because I want to see that, it looks weird on the computer. Hello, Cindy. How are you? Thanks for joining. I sound like a radio DJ at 8 in the morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining, Cindy. Cindy has recently called us. Okay, so I have this open and it looks good. It sounds good. Yes, hearing fine, says Noreen. What'd you guys have for dinner, by the way? I know it's 8:30 on the East Coast. I'll explain why. Joel and I are here. We can hear you okay, says Paula from Colorado. I'm just looking at my phone to see what the feed looks like. Whatever, who cares? Nobody's gonna watch it. Sound is good, says Patty. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll give it a few more minutes till a few more people show up. My father-in-law, I think, is going to watch, which is awkward. We'll be watching from Jackie's tablet. And Joyce is very specific there as to how they'll be watching. We'll be watching from Jackie's tablet. Thank you, Joyce. That's my cousin Joyce, her and Jackie. I'm glad they tuned in. I look like an escaped convict. Holy hell. Look, I look like I just ran out of prison. What am I thinking? Um, by the way, I just have to say this first. It's 8:30 on the East Coast, and it's this is ridiculous. It's 4:30 in the morning where I live. You heard me correct. It's 4:30 in the morning. I've never done comedy and sipped coffee at the same time. I mean, I decided to do this like 3 weeks ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a live thing where I just go on Facebook Live and do some jokes and see if people like it. And I told Kate, I don't know why I'm pointing, she's not there. I said, hey, sweetie. Oh, I call her sweetie. I said, hey, I want to do some live comedy on Facebook. She said, well, you want to do it for the States, right? I said, yeah. She goes, well, you're gonna have to get up super early. I said, yeah, I'm thinking 4:30, and she slapped me hard. So I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this now. I mean, I look ridiculous. Look at this. Ugh, don't you hate the way you look on webcams? Don't you just hate it? I mean, how can I ever leave the house again? I grew this beard, and it's really, it's people ask me for advice now, which is kind of weird. I don't know, but I think I like it. And it's bald and a beard. What are you gonna do? I like it. I don't know, but here it is. Okay, so I think we have some people tuned in. I don't know how many are watching. I have no idea. It could be six, could be 430, could be nobody. It could be my mom and my father-in-law, which is awkward. So, I do have some bits I want to run by you. I hope my brother's in. Mazen, if you're here, say something. It's like a Ouija board. Mazen, are you with us? So let me just open up my other phone here and I look at my material that I wanted to run by you. Bruce and I are watching. Okay, that's good. They're saying 1 minute. I guess you said that 1 minute ago. There's a slight delay, maybe because I live overseas. Yeah, my hair. That's why. That's why. Because the internet's slower in space. So thank you for tuning in, Bruce and I, Elaine. This is great. Let me just take a sip of coffee from my Christmas mug. I decided to do this, it's 4:30 in the morning. I regret my life so much. I shouldn't have done this. This is probably the worst idea I've ever had. And I'm married. So, all right. I've been married twice. Good grief. Not at the same time. So, all right. So I have a few things I want to run by you. Some of these you've probably seen. I've posted a few things here and there on Facebook when I'm lonely. And you may have seen these jokes before, but I really wanted to I'm not going to do it like I'm on stage. Can't hear, low volume, says Flying Crooked. That's my father-in-law who wrote a book recently called Flying Crooked. I would highly encourage you to check it out on Amazon. So he says low volume. Does anyone else have low volume? Perhaps you should check your volume, Mr. Steve. Perhaps you should check your volume. But that's good. I'm glad you said that because I want to make sure everybody can hear me properly, can see me properly. It's only three. We've only been doing this for 3 minutes. Don't worry. It's going to get funny. Um, what is that? No, no, no. So you can hear me? I hope you can hear me. Is that any better, Steve? Steve, are you with us? Is that any better? Again, my father-in-law did write a book. He's a pilot. He's been a pilot for 440 years. He's an amazing pilot. He flew for American Airlines for I think 30 plus years, guys. And he wrote a book called Flying Crooked. It's doing fantastic. So check it out on Amazon. He would be happy. Plus, he paid me to say that. I've got it. I've got it set full. Well, Steve, put some headphones on. I don't know what's going on. Everyone, that's really strange. What if I talk louder? Is that any better? Hear you just fine, says JD. Thanks for tuning in, JD. This is great. You guys are very good at feedback. Steve, I hope your volume gets a little bit better, and I'm sure it will. I can hear you, says Jamal. Thank you, Jamal. I think I'm saying the name right, Jamal. So I've seen it. Ha ha ha, Steve. Thank you. Okay, so that's good. Some people are already laughing. We have a dog, by the way. I'll talk about that later. I've started smoking too. No, I don't smoke. Okay, so here's some of the jokes I wanted to run by you. Is everyone ready for the jokes, or do you need to get a drink? Should I wait for more? Or if you're ready, I'll get started, and we'll get started right now. Okay, this first joke I wrote just the other day, and I can't quite decide how it's going to be funny, but it's going to be funny somehow. I was in the shower, and that's already funny. I was in the shower, but I thought up to myself. I thought it's interesting reading lips and mustache. That's funny. I think it's funny how when you're in the shower, like if someone visits your house from out of town, like family or friends or something, there's always that awkward moment when they're like, "Hey, can I take a shower?" And you say yes, and you get them, "Can I get a towel?" And you get them a towel, and you have to explain everything. This is how you turn on the shower. You pull this thing. Oh, this one, yeah, that one. Well, it's not like that way at our house. Well, this is how it is at our house. Extend this. Be careful. It's loose. In case you haven't showered since 1855, here's how you use the shower. And then there's the awkward thing of showing him how to use the washer and dryer. Here's push this. It's always my dad too, by the way. But anyway, that joke is the first one I'm offering to you. Feel free to put some feedback in there. Feel free to tell me if you think it has potential. I think it's funny. The idea that you have to show someone how to use the shower. It's very awkward, especially when you're naked. And they are. But I see the joke's getting better already. The joke's getting better already. It's going to get good. It's going to get good. Speaking of toilets and showers, my wife does this thing. I'm married, and it's my wife does this thing whereby she only needs something at night when she's laying down. When she's laying down, that's when she needs to tell me something. And I could be up for 4.5 days and she doesn't need anything. The minute I lay down, she needs something. And frankly, it's not very pleasant things. It's always something kind of unpleasant. Like it might be something like give me some water, which is fine, whatever. But then the other day, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. I mean, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. The other day, I laid down and she looks at me. She's all bundled up. She looks like a mummy, and she goes, oh, by the way, Mayor. She says this. She goes, and she's like laying on the side, and she yawns when she says it, which pissed me off. She goes, oh, by the way, I think our toilet's clogged, and I was like, why would you tell me that? I'm in my pajamas. Why would you tell me? What am I supposed to get a plunger now? I was so pissed off. And here's the thing, and I can't confirm this, but I think she clogged it, and I think she was doing it that way, kind of like a passive thing, like, oh, by the way, our toilet's clogged. I recognize that it's DNA. I bet it is. So I think, I mean, she clogged it, and then she tells me when it's 2 in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, whatever, when I'm going to sleep. All right, so we'll work on that joke a little bit. If you have any feedback, let me know. If you think it's funny, let me know. If you don't think it's funny, don't let me know because I'm very, very sensitive. So that's what she does, and she'll always need stuff when I'm asleep. The other thing she needs is she'll always need to tell me something urgently, like have a big question for me when I'm brushing my teeth. It's crazy. She could have no question for me all day, and then it's hey, I have 45 questions as I'm brushing my teeth. All right, the next one. Remember when you were a teenager? Some of you recently, perhaps. I don't know how young you are, but remember when you were a teen? You poor man, said Patty. Thank you, Patty. It was disgusting. It was quite. I did, by the way, unclog the toilet. I did it. I got up and I put my boots on. I don't have boots, and I went and I unclogged it, and it didn't take that long, which I guess is a good sign for her digestive system. Now, moving along. Remember when you were a teenager and you'd watch a movie with your parents, and this is kind of awkward, so forgive me. But remember when you're watching a movie with your parents and a sex scene came on? See, I'm an immigrant. Okay, my family moved here from Lebanon years and years ago, I grew up in the States, right? So I remember those days of sitting there as a teenager. You remember those, watching and a sex scene comes on, it's so awkward. Well, it was incredibly awkward for me because I had to translate. I tell you, that was really something. Dad, she just said my husband's not home. I don't know, Dad. This is so awkward. And he'd get mad at me. So that's another joke I'm working on. I think it has a lot of potential, probably more than the toilet one, but the toilet one's good. The toilet one's good. So again, that last joke was translating a. I mean, the title of it's ridiculous. Translating a sex scene when you're an immigrant child. That's exactly what that. That's exactly what that joke is called. Speaking of immigrants, I may have told you a few minutes ago, and you may have already known this because I talk about it constantly. Thank you, Mary, for laughing at that. I like that you laughed at that. It makes me feel good. My wife is Italian, as you know, and I'm Lebanese, as you know. And one thing I noticed about Lebanese and Italians, really the Mediterranean, and even beyond that, sometimes Americans don't do it quite as bad. I noticed that, particularly like newer immigrants, they use their hands a lot when they argue. Lebanese especially, they're pointing and they're yelling. And my wife is the same way. So when she and I argue, there's a lot of like, what do you know? There's a lot of this. We actually directed traffic one time, arguing outside. We were sitting there, and cars were parking everywhere. It was really kind of weird. She landed a plane once. She was so mad. She was like, she was doing this. She was yelling at me and saying, "Maher, why would you do that?" And a helicopter and a plane just said, "Oh, I guess that's where we're going." And they just went right above her head and landed. It was really pretty romantic, actually. Action needed. Close your unused applications. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Your live stream is experiencing performance issues. Well, why? I'm not doing anything else. I'm not filming a movie at the same time. Is it performing okay? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Facebook is so needy. Why did I do this? It's 4:40 in the morning. I mean, no one's awake yet. I'll tell you about this. You can probably hear the dog scratching himself. I'll tell you about that. Well, shut up. All right. So the last one was Lebanese Italians arguing, planes landing. I hope you liked that one. Here's another one. My nose feels runny. Because it's 4:30 in the morning. Everyone's nose is running at 4:30 in the morning. No one wakes up at 4:30 and goes, "All right, I feel good." So, except for me, apparently. Oh, I do have kids. And one thing about children is they talk a lot and they talk nonstop and they interrupt you. And you can never have a conversation. My wife and I haven't had a proper conversation since 1988. And I was born in 83. So, what does that tell you? We haven't had a proper conversation in a while. And one thing you certainly can't do when you have young children is you cannot make a phone call. It's impossible. It is impossible to make a phone call when you have kids. My biggest fear is having to call 911 around like if I'm injured, God forbid I'm injured bad, or my wife is, or friends, whatever. If I have to call 911 around my kids, I'm not gonna be able to complete the phone call. I'm gonna be on the phone going, "Hey, yeah, they're terrible. Someone, what, sweetie? Where's your tablet? I'm on the phone with 911. Yeah, all right. No, she's really hurt. You want a snack? Let me just call you back. I don't, this is too much. I'll call you back. You can't, I couldn't even call 911. Yes, the kids never stop talking, says Paula. I hope I never have to call 911. I'm gonna be in bad shape if I do, I'll tell you that. I want to make sure I didn't skip this one joke. No, I didn't, or it's coming up. It's coming up here shortly. Speaking of marriage, Paula, thank you for laughing so much. Speaking of marriage, I was thinking the other day, I have a cousin getting married in May, and I'm excited for her. It's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to go. And I was thinking, well, I guess she's on a registry. I would imagine she's on a registry, not an offensive registry. I mean, a wedding registry. And so I thought, I guess she's gonna have to buy. We're gonna have to buy her something. But then I thought, truth be told, and I think you probably saw this joke on Facebook already. Really, we should have divorce showers. I mean, that's when you need stuff. When you're getting divorced. I have someone in my family getting divorced right now. That's when you need stuff. Could you imagine, like Carl, some guy named Carl making a video online like, "Hey guys, I'm getting divorced. It's kind of hard right now. Things aren't going good. Anyway, I'm registered at Walgreens and Home Depot. Whatever you can give. She took everything. I really need a wheelbarrow. So whatever you can do." Isn't that funny? That's funny. Not an offensive registry. I'm glad you like that, I don't know how to say that. I'm glad you liked that one. I hope you liked the marriage one. I think the comments are catching up after the joke, so forgive me if I'm reading it. Man, my nose is runny. Like I have a runny nose. Okay, we're doing 15 minutes here. I got a few more jokes. If you lose interest, sign off. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Okay. Here's another one. That was divorce showers. Again, all these Joel is laughing out loud at the divorce registered at Home Depot. Well, that's good. That's good. That's a good thing. Maybe Lowe's is funnier though. Who knows? We'll figure it out as time goes on. Walgreens registry. Um, okay, this is another one. I don't believe in ghosts. I never have. I don't really believe in that sort of supernatural silliness. But some people do. And I will say sometimes I've had like oh, what was that? Like a weird thing at night where you think you hear something, you think you see something. But as far as ghosts, I don't think I believe in it. Now, I will tell you, I think the worst kind of ghost ever would be a kid ghost, like a can you imagine like a 5-year-old, like a 5-year-old ghost? At first they try to scare you, and then in the middle of the night you're trying to sleep, and he's like, boo, and you go, come on, here we go, kid ghost. What do you want? Where's my tablet? Oh, come on, kid ghost, please. I want a snack. I peed the bed, and you're like, oh, kid ghost, please. I want to go to the park. You would have to get a priest to get rid of this thing, mostly because it would be annoying, not so much scary. I like that joke. I'll let you respond to that joke before I move on to the next one, but it is true. Oh, sorry, it's a loud chair. All right, here's another one. I really want to talk about the dog, but we're not there yet. Okay, I do have kids. I have 3 boys, ages 10, 8, and 2. They're lovely. They're all boys, and it's great. One value I think I would like to teach them. He made my sandwich wrong. I like that, Paula. Good addition. One thing I want to teach them. This is just something I believe. You don't have to believe it, and that is I believe no sex before marriage. That's just my, that's what I'm going to teach my boys. And the reason I'm going to teach them that is because I want them to get used to getting married and never having sex. And I think that having a good foundation for that will teach them. That's a joke, but it's funny. I think it's funny. It's cute. I don't know if you can say it's cute, but sex is it's hard. It takes physical work, and who feels like doing it after 8 p.m.? Are you kidding me? I'm ready to go to bed. That's the problem with intercourse, is it's at night. And it's like, man, if it was just like, if you could just come home at like 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, take a break. But it's at night. Are you kidding me? I don't have that kind of energy. It's too much. I'm sleepy. Plus you're in bed. Like you're sleepy, you're in bed, it's late. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, Kate loves that joke. She's so excited about that one. I'm keeping an eye on the dog. I'm gonna talk about this dog. It's so long. We're getting there though. You ever hear someone say they're high on life? I hate when somebody says that. It's such a silly thing to say. High on what part? What part? The road rage, the traffic, the bills. Let me read some of your comments here. A child's mission in life is to make sure there aren't any more after them, especially not after unclogging the toilet. Yes, I like that, Paula. Good connection. Good connection. Good, good. You're bringing one joke into the other. I like that. I like that. That's good. Let's see. What did I just say? High on life. Hey, when somebody says they're high on life, like bills, like, oh, how are you high on life? Life can be pretty miserable. I'm not high on it. I mean, I don't want to die, but I don't go around going, yeah, life. I mean, it's a lot of work. The dog is here. I don't want to show him because I'm fine. I'll show him. Can you see him? There he is. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm not going to talk about it now, but I'll talk about it in a minute. Actually, it's the next joke. High on life. All right. We got a dog. Yes, love joke connections and bring it all full circle. Thank you, Mary. That's good feedback. We got a dog. I don't look. Let me say this clearly in English on live on Facebook. I like dogs. My wife thinks I don't. I like dogs. I think they're amazing species. I think they're amazing. The things they've done for the society, it was unbelievable. However, okay, I don't like them living in the house with me. Okay, I'm saying that live on Facebook. My wife knows that. Again, I like dogs. She's gonna watch this eventually. Kate, I like dogs. I just don't like them living in the house. I think that's a reasonable thing. I like horses. I don't want one in my living room, you know? And frankly, I think a pig is a better pet. I've heard they're very clean and very smart. Anyway, we have this dog, and I will tell you, it is essentially like I don't know if you guys have dogs. It is essentially like having your permanent toddler. It's really a kid, only you can hit it. No, calm down. I would never. I hit my kids too, so it's balance. It's balance. No, I don't hit anybody. I would never hit this precious dog. He's so sweet, and he's one hell of a vacuum. I mean, just one hell of a vacuum. Yeah, he's had a few incidences in the house, pooping and stuff, but it's fine, whatever. That's part of having a dog in the house. So I think that dog has, I think that joke has potential. I also don't want anything in the house hairier than me. I used to wear that crown for some time, and now we have something even hairier than me. I feel like that's like an alpha male type of thing happening. Yes, a very hairy toddler. That's precisely right. He's a sweet dog. His name is Ranger. He doesn't listen to any. No, he just got up, hurt his neck. Stop shaking. He's so noisy. No, he's fine. He's a good dog. Okay, we got a little collar for him, like a shock thing. It just vibrates. It doesn't shock him, and it's worked. I mean, it's worked so good on the kids. They're so well behaved. Just a little vibration, just to get their attention. All right. How come? I hope you like that dog. I mean, that joke. Hi, Ranger. Beat it. We got a dog. Okay. Aging. This is a real thing. I'm not going to do more than 30 minutes because I know it's late there and I'm still waking up. Aging. I find that I'm narrating stuff all day as I get older. Like it's weird. I don't know if there's a joke there, but I feel like I'm talking to myself a lot. Like I'm just narrating stuff and it's weird. Like, okay, I'm gonna go take a shower. Like, who are you talking to, my hair? Where's my shoes? I'm not old, but I'm fine that I'm narrating stuff. I don't like this fork. And I'm like, there's nobody around you. What are you talking about? Okay, we're gonna move on a little bit quicker here because I don't want to keep you on forever. Car panic alarms. How come when a car panic alarm goes off, nobody reacts? I've never seen a single time where a car panic alarm went off and someone goes, "Oh my God, they're stealing that car." Never. You always hear it and you kind of go, "Oh, yeah, that idiot leaving Cracker Barrel just push the red thing." It's no one's ever done it from theft. It's always some idiot leaving, a church or something. Um, I'm gonna skip. Well, I guess okay, just a few more. I don't know if I should do this one. I don't think I'm going to because it's close to rated R. Dogs play with us with those puppy eyes when all the time they're plotting how to steal our food. Yes, yes, very true. I'm gonna skip the rated R when it's a little bit rated R-ish, and nobody ever reacts, Mary. I know. I'll skip the rated R one just because I want to keep it as clean as possible for this. I mean, I can give you. I'll tell you later. Okay, this next one. When I was in the States last, I went to Target, because I'm 40 and that's the law. I'm 42. So I went to Target and I bought my kids. Uh, yes, I'm live now, Mom. Yes. I bought a electric toothbrush, one of the ones that runs on a battery. Like you shove the battery in the back of it. It was like a Spider-Man toothbrush, and it was like $6 at most. I'm checking out at Target, and the guy goes, "Do you want to buy the protection plan?" I was like, it's $6. The protection, like who's coming into Target 5 days later going, "Yes, hi, I would like to execute my protection plan because my kid's head blew up, and I don't know if is that part of the toothbrush. I mean, his teeth are gone." So I have this I brought my attorney. Like, what do you really need a protection plan for who's mailing it back? Who's sending it back going, dear company, Colgate or whatever. It's $4. Okay. Oh yeah, I got a couple more for you, then I'll cut loose. Okay, this is an interesting joke, and I don't know if how it's going to be funny, but I think it's going to be funny. And I think men can probably relate to this a little bit more than women, perhaps. Whenever there's a party, whenever someone says, "Hey, we're going to a party," for single men especially, but anybody really, whenever they're going to a party, one of the things that's always on people's mind is, are there going to be a lot of women? right? Are there going to be any females there? Are there going to be women? People get excited. That's why women get into nightclubs for free and bars for free because everybody just wants the presence of females in their company in bars, restaurants, a house party. So in a way, women bring that to a party. Women are like bringing alcohol to a party. People are like, yeah, but bringing men to a party is like bringing a bag of potatoes. Nobody cares. People will look at it and go, who the hell brought a big bag of raw potatoes? That's how they treat men. Like, oh, that's all we need, more men. Wow, seriously? People get fired up when you bring, there's six women just walked in. Yeah, we're gonna have some, But men walk in and people just look so disappointed. Oh, great, we have someone who can move the couch now. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do this joke. I thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. Screw it. Um, me and Paul, my oldest son, listen to this joke carefully, okay? Because it is a true story. Me and my oldest son Paul were in my car, and we had our friend. I won't tell you his name; that's inappropriate. Paul's friend was in the car with us, same age. They're sitting in the back seat, and I'm driving. And again, I don't know where the joke is, but it's just funny. We pull up to a traffic light, okay, and a pickup truck pulls up beside us. I'm sitting there minding my business. I glanced over at the back of the pickup truck and I saw a bumper sticker like on the windshield. So it was very clear, the back flat windshield. And it said, the sticker was 3 words: I eat ass. That was the sticker. I eat ass. I think it's stupid, tacky, but normally I wouldn't have even really given it a second thought. However, I have 2 kids in the back. And I thought to myself, I said, please do not ask me why that sticker says I please. And then right at that moment, Paul goes, he goes, I eat ass. What is what does that mean? And I go, oh gosh. And his friend goes, where? Where do you see that? And he goes, right there. And I go, oh man. And they go, what does that mean? And I go, guys, I don't know. I mean, look, I guess some people eat. I don't know, sweetie. I don't know. It was the most awkward thing and the traffic light was 25 minutes. Like we sat there forever as they dissected this disgusting sticker. So that is the joke that I'm working on. Whether it's clean or not, I don't know. But okay, we did men and women versus parties, and now this is a last 2 jokes for you. I used to work with a guy. I've worked with a lot of people, but I used to work with one guy. He's such a smart guy, such a sweet guy. But he had this interesting thing. Have you ever seen people that like kind of walk on their toes? Have you ever seen that before? And he admitted, he said, "Yeah, I got to get out of this habit." But I thought it was a bit like working with a velociraptor. Like he was very there was a bounce in his step, and he was always ready to go. It was interesting. That joke is not terribly funny, but I just think the toe walker to velociraptor, I think it's funny. The adult version of the translated sex scene for your parents as a teen. The adult version. Oh, I see. Okay, I like that. I see. That's a good idea. So you're saying doing it as an adult version for your parents as a teen. Okay, versus when I was a kid. Is that what you mean, Paul? All right, last one for you. Then I will. That's been almost 30 minutes, and you didn't pay for this, so I don't care anymore. Professional athletes. Why is it with this joke? I don't know. Kate didn't think it was funny, but she's not particularly funny. Professional athletes. They always tell you like, this is Joe Smith. He's 6'5" and 280, like whatever athlete it is, soccer, football. They tell you their height and weight, and sometimes they'll tell you like where they went to school and their favorite food. Like, it's the only job where they do that. You wouldn't go to the dentist and they would go, "Hi, I'm your dentist, Dr. Luke. I'm 5'10". I weigh 173 pounds. And my favorite food is probably chicken Alfredo." So those are the jokes. Thank you so much for watching. That was about 30 minutes, which means that potentially all these new jokes could fit into a 30-minute set. Translating the ass bumper sticker for your kids is kind of like, oh, I see. That's a good connection. Ass, pen, breath, toothbrush. There's something there. I'm glad you guys like this. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're coming up to 30 minutes. And I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a good laugh, and I hope you enjoyed it. And hey, you don't have to pay for it or leave your house. Doesn't get any better than that. Have a great night, everyone. I'm going to stop it right at 30 minutes.